what I would like to understand more is the resistance that I may have, that I have or had, because I feel much better, obviously, that led to that kind of circumstance. Like I was trying to say earlier, I don't feel my life is I feel pretty on alignment most of the time. I'm sure I get out and I have my situations, but I don't feel that constant tension. When I usually have an issue, it resolves itself. I usually get what I want. So when I manifested such an injury, my physical mind could say, well, all my years of working out very heavy and what have you, led me to that situation. But it's like I'm not listening to myself, or something that was telling me, hey, what is it that I'm trying to figure out? What is it that...
But you see, in your trying to figure it out, you are calling yourself wrong or deficient or not clear enough or not understanding the process enough. And we can't answer that question because we will not perpetuate that flawed premise. You're starting with a flawed premise and you can't get to where you want to be from there. You sort of follow what we're getting at?
Yes.
When the question is, what am I doing wrong? The answer that you're going to get from us is, we don't see you doing anything wrong. And then you want to say, well, then why did something that I didn't want happen? And we say, because you weren't focused upon what you did want and didn't own that vibration as strong as you want. But even in that, what we're wanting to guide you toward is being easier on yourself rather than being harder on yourself. And it sort of isn't quite your nature yet. Most of you have decided that there's something that you should be doing better. And it comes from the conclusion. So here's sort of the way it's playing out. Here I stand in relationship to what I want, and I'm doing pretty good. You keep saying it, but I don't have everything that I want. And there's a sort of condemnation in that. So we'd like you to take a path of lesser resistance by saying, but I'm never going to have everything that I want because I'm a constantly expanding being. So where I am right now is really good. Here's something that we want to reflect back to you, and we think that you're going to get this. A lot of you will relate to this. In part, it has happened as a result of your determination to be deliberate creators. So we say you create your own reality and you say, oh good, and then you say, uh-oh. At first it seems like freedom, and then it seems like responsibility. And so you like the idea of it, and then you don't like the idea of it. And so then you begin believing that thoughts become manifestations. So you find yourself in the middle of a thought or a statement, you say cancel. You try to suck it back before law of attraction gets hold of it and makes some manifestation that you don't want. And so then we began saying to you, because we could see your tension about trying to get it exactly right, we began saying, this is the art of allowing. Step one is you're asking, and step two is source has become the vibrational reality that you're asking for. But step three is you got to find some way of getting in the receptive mode so that you can realize the details of what you're asking for. So you're coming along in this idea pretty well. And now we are saying to you that since you are the creator of your own reality, and you are constantly offering vibrations, that the way for you to understand best the vibration that you're offering is by paying attention to the way you feel. Some of you, along that process, and it's true of you, it's true of many, Esther experienced it too, especially in the beginning, you become so determined to be really good, deliberate creators that you sort of hold yourself back from the expansion that you're not up to speed with yet. You don't ask for all that you want. You just don't let yourself go there because you're guarded. You don't want that other shoe to drop. You don't want to come face to face with the realization that you've asked for something that you haven't allowed yourself to realize. So we began saying to you, you're never going to get it done. You're not ever going to get it done. So let that go. And you can't get it wrong. So be nicer to yourself along the way. But still, there's a sort of precision about you, a sort of guardedness about you, a sort of, I'm going to get this right, that doesn't allow you the adventurous version that you really want, the really adventurous version, because you're afraid of getting it wrong. And we want you to understand that you can't get it wrong. It will never be so wrong that you can't pull it back into alignment if you want to. And so when you say to us, and we hear it often from people, my life is going pretty well, we would rather hear you say, I am ravenous about this life. There's so much that I want, and I'm screwing up every time I turn around. There's so much that I want that I'm not allowing myself to have. And that's what you're reaching for. You're reaching for more aliveness. You're reaching for more enthusiasm for life. You want to allow more of the energy to flow, even if it risks you resisting some of the energy that's flowing. And so sometimes when that desire is strong within you and you have not even acknowledged it to yourself, something that indicates the resistance that you've got going on shows up in your experience and causes a faster development of desire, faster than ever before. This life is supposed to produce desire, even if you haven't yet come to the place that you're allowing yourself to receive it fully. But we began almost every conversation as we start out in a day. You almost always, when we say, are you enjoying your desire? Because we want you to have desire that is rampant, that you aren't up to speed with, because it's so fun getting up to speed with the desires that you're not up to speed with. That is the zest of life that you're looking for. We're going to say it again. The zest that you're looking for is for your life to launch rockets that you're not in the vicinity of, because it's so fun to get in the vicinity of it. Because everything is relative. It is so fun to move from not being in alignment to in alignment. That's fun. It's like, why do you go on the roller coaster? Why do you go up so you can go down? Why do you do that? Because you like the relational experience. You like the feelings of that. You get a sense of what we're talking about?
Yes.
So what you bring to this table, and it is a wonderful representation, and a lot of people are feeling it, is don't be afraid to get out there in the dynamics of this vibrational universe and let your desires soar far beyond your ability to own them. Because when you do come into ownership of those, how good it's going to feel. It's sort of like, do you remember those Thanksgivings when you were obligated to go to 3 or 4 different places at once? And by about the second or third Thanksgiving dinner, you wanted to die. Something that ordinarily would feel so wonderful was just not feeling so wonderful to you. You don't want to eat all your meals today. And you don't want to experience all the ideas that will flow to you in your whole lifetime today. You want them to just continue to come. So yes, you said, I'm going to go put myself into a physical body on the leading edge of thought, and I'm going to mix it up enough that I launch plenty of rockets of desires. And in the early days of your life, you launched more rockets that you could ever begin to keep up with. And you did not like that discord, and so you've decided to not do that again. But the thing is, you can't ever do that again because you now know too much. You know about alignment, so you can let your desires soar. You can reach for things that you have not been allowing yourself to reach for. And that's what this tripping up has been about. You've been deliberately holding stuff back, and you cannot do it. When you try to hold something back that's natural, that it flows, it causes a stronger discord, and that's what that's all about. So our encouragement to you is to let yourself desire. So here, if you've got a desire and you are not allowing yourself to let it flow, the discord is uncomfortable, and then you pronounce yourself doing something wrong. So you've been attempting to do something that no one can do. You've been attempting to hold the desires back, which you can't do. We want you to encourage the desires. Does that make sense to you?